Hello, everybody. How are you on this Monday, the 5th of January? I hope that you are all well. Happy New Year. Olin Jennings, your spiritual guide and divorce empowerment coach, coming in with this week's energies from today, the 5th of January, until Sunday, the 11th of January. I hope that you are all well and that you're easing into the start of this year, because this year, as you've probably been reading online, um, and perhaps you just know anyway, is a universal year one, which is new beginnings, new starts. We have the year of the fire horse coming up in February in the Chinese horoscope, which is all about momentum and moving forward as well. So where we had a universal year 9 last year, and we were letting go of things, now it's time to get moving, so to speak. But having said that, it's not get moving as in just going for things and running around like a loony. That's a technical term. It's, first of all, go within, make sure what you're doing is right. This year is calling for us to be more in tune with our intuition. I mean, I've been talking about this for months, if not years, anyway. But it is more so this year. It's a start. Lots of things are happening. So I was on a Kirsty Gallagher workshop. I think it was in December, and it was about how all the outer planets have moved, and they mean significant change for humanity generally. So we're all being asked now to step up and lead and become and walk the walk, talk the talk, but also walk the walk. So not, as Kirsty was saying, not just meditate and then get on with your day in perhaps a normal non-conscious fashion, but to really embody intuition, to really embody your spiritual side and devote some time to your spiritual side as well. Because really, as you can see, the world is getting louder, and we don't know what's true and what's not true. And the only way to know what's true for ourselves is to use our inner knowledge, to use our discernment and our intuition. So that's how this week is starting. So hi Leonie, nice to have you with me live. I'm a bit later today because I was at a networking meeting. So as far as I understand it, in the skies this week, there's a Venus Cosimi tomorrow, which is when Venus meets the Sun. So this is all about reevaluating your values, your soul purpose, who you are becoming, making a commitment to who you want to be, tuning into your soul self. So again, it's similar to tuning into your intuition, tuning into your soul self. And then on Thursday, Venus and Mars, I understand, are meeting, which means intention meets action. Mars is all about action. So really committing to like taking care of yourself, maybe, or whatever your biggest commitment is this year. Please make sure it's to you. So what is it you want to do? What is it you'd like to do? And sort of, and I understand that Thursday's planetary lineup is going to help us get real clarity on that, and also will give us kind of the drive to want to put that into action, because we can think something and say, right, I'm going to do that, but we actually need to take the action for anything to change, don't we? And then on Friday, apparently there's a Mars Cassimi, so this time Mars meeting the Sun. And this is like the rebirth of motivation. But what this year is asking for is for you to be motivated not from a place of fear. So don't do things because you're fearful. Do things because you trust that they're going to work out. Do things because you want to. Do things because they feel good. Because it's Mars, there's always a chance you might feel a little bit angry or a little bit tense. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with being angry, but just try to release it in a way that's not going to upset too many people, if in fact that is what happens for you, because of course, although we're all affected by these things, some of us are more affected than others. And yes, and so Mars is also encouraging us to plan. One of the most important things you can do as well is look after your nervous system. We've had so much going on, what with solar flares, the Schumann resonance, which is the Earth's heartbeat, sort of going a bit crazy, and different things like that. And whilst it's all good for us, honestly, our nervous system is still trying to catch up. So it's really important that you don't rush into this year full steam ahead. Although you're planning, although you'll want to sort of align with what you want, what you're trying to create, who you're trying to be, because you're not who you were at the beginning of the last 9-year cycle. But don't do it too fast, because then you're not building the foundations. And don't forget, technically, although this is the new year, our actual new year doesn't start to the spring equinox if you follow kind of nature's wheel. Yeah. On the subject of intuition, I do have a new course which I've created to help people embody intuition and to really live from that place. I'll put details below this video or above this video later, if you're interested. It starts on the 22nd of January, 6 weeks of live teaching on Zoom, and there's an early bird price till the 15th of January, I think. So have a look at that. If it's something where you feel like you become disconnected from your intuition, which is really easy to do, especially when the world is loud and we're looking for external validation all the time, have a look, check it out, see if you're interested. But back to the energies of this week. I also drew some cards from the Light Seers Tarot deck. And it's interesting because first card out, so that's sort of the beginning of the week, to about the middle is the Eight of Swords. So in this picture you can see she's looking in the mirror, but she's kind of, her eyes are bound and she's tied up, and although there are birds trying to release her. So it could well be that some of us are not seeing something that we need to see. Swords is sometimes about conflict, but can just also be about mental chatter. So maybe there's something we're not seeing properly, or maybe we're feeling like we're in victim mode. But actually, you know, if we take those bindings off consciously and really look at what it is, you know, that we need to deal with, then, you know, things will improve for you. Okay, so you always have a choice. You don't need to remain like this. And then interestingly, the second card is the Hanged Man. So this is more about going with the flow. This is about looking at things from a different perspective. So you're being invited to do that this week, and you'll see that there's some light. Get my finger in the right place here, which is by her head because she's upside down. It's about going with the flow, looking at things from a different perspective. Again, tuning in with intuition. So maybe some of us are still kind of in our egoic mind, or still, you know, busy, because actually, if you've got children, they've only perhaps just gone back to school, or, you know, whatever it is. But actually, there's a different way of looking at it, and that's this. And maybe with everything I talked about with the planets this week, maybe they will help you. Maybe they will help you to see things from a different perspective, and to see that you have a choice. You're not stuck like this, actually. Yes, I should imagine that is the case. I should imagine that's what the planets are trying to help us with this week. So yeah, interesting times. All right, so I hope that's helped you. I hope you have an amazing week. Apart from the intuition course I mentioned, of course, you know, I'm here to help you if you need some guidance or clarity. Don't forget, I do intuitive coaching, and I can bring in my guides as well if you need them for extra perspective. I do soul plan readings, Akashic record readings. Of course, there's my divorce work, and if you do know anybody struggling or thinking about a divorce and they just want some help, then please send them my way. But yeah, so bear in mind, you might not be seeing all the pieces of the puzzle, or you might feel like you're stuck in some way this week, but you're not. And the planets Venus and Mars are certainly going to help you with some clarity. And the Hanged Man coming in there just to really encourage you to maybe go more with the flow and your intuition, which is actually what 2026 is all about. Okay, so I'll leave you there. Thank you for listening. I hope you find it useful, and I will be back next week. Bye for now.